Good morning. Happy Thursday. Welcome to Total Body Strength. Jazzy here. As always, we're going to have a nice workout this morning. We're going to be doing Total Body Strength, and we're going to do a mix of everything. We're going to work for 40 seconds, and then we'll have 20 seconds of rest or transition time. And then we're going to do that 3 times through. So I'll go ahead and start off with the demos. We do need at least 1 set of dumbbells. Always recommend 2, a heavier one and a lighter one. So that way you can challenge yourself a little bit, but as that form starts to give a little, you can go ahead and drop down to that lighter weight. So starting off here at the top, we're going to take our dumbbells. We're going to work our shoulders. You would think by now I had the camera angle down. So learning process every week. All right. Starting off around the world raises. So having those dumbbells in the front, palms out, all the way up overhead and back down. So really taking it nice and slow. We don't want to hit our dumbbells at the top together and then back down. Making sure that we're not swinging the weight up, we're not arching our back, we're keeping those hips below the shoulders, overhead and back down. And then next thing we're going to do are the staggered stance Romanian deadlifts. So we're going to put all of our weight in one foot. Other foot is going to be out to the side here. So I like to keep it directly under my other hip and then toe in line with the arch of the foot that I'm using, and then pushing down, pushing the floor away from you. So all that weight is on one foot, hips going back until we start to feel that stretch in the hamstring, push the ground away, stand right back up. So then we're going to do one leg and then same thing on the other side, push the hips back using just one leg. And then after that, we're going to do a bicep curl into a shoulder press. So we're going to have our palms facing forward. We're going to curl up, turn the dumbbells around, press overhead. So again, controlling the weight, making sure we're not swinging the weight up into that bicep curl. So we're just using the biceps, hands to shoulders, flip around overhead. So this one, we really want to make sure if we start to feel ourselves swinging that weight back and forth, we are just going to drop that weight down. And then lots of camera movement today, if that's okay. So then we're going to get on the ground for the last 2. Probably can guess what the last one is because we do them a lot, but that's because they're good for the core. But we're going to start off on the ground. We're going to do a glute bridge hold. So we're going to have our feet planted, hips in the air. From here, we're going to do floor presses. So pushing that weight up and back down. We want to make sure that the dumbbells are starting at the bottom of our rib cage. And as we come up, they're going to end right above our shoulders. So that motion here is what's going to really activate our chest. So we're going to do that. And then the last movement of the morning, dead bugs with that core assist. So one leg at a time, extending out, exhaling, coming back in, pushing that belly button into the ground. Those dumbbells are going to help us activate our core a little bit more. That is going to be our workout for the day. So we can go ahead and get ready for our warm up. We're going to start off on the ground, half kneeling. We're going to do some hip flexor into our hamstring stretch. So we're going to get our hips and hamstrings nice and warmed up. So I'm going to start with my right knee on the ground, left foot on the ground. We're going to tuck that pelvis, squeeze the glute of the knee that's on the ground. We're going to bring those hips forward. So we're pushing those hips forward, keeping that glute squeeze. We can even raise that arm above head. Nice big deep belly breath. And on the next exhale, rock those hips back, toes to the ceiling into that hamstring stretch. We're trying to keep our back nice and flat. We can even push that heel into the ground, feeling that stretch all the way from our calf through the hamstring. And we're going to exhale, rocking back forward, tuck that pelvis, squeeze the glute, push those hips forward into that hip flexor stretch. We're going to try and lean a little bit deeper into this so we can get a little bit further into the stretch with each switch, I guess you can call it. So we're going to take a nice big deep breath. And let's go ahead, exhale, rock those hips back, toes to the ceiling, get a little bit closer to that leg this time. Breathing nice and deep. And we can go ahead and exhale, come out of that. We're going to switch over to the other side. So now I have my left knee on the ground, right foot on the ground. Same thing, we're going to tuck that pelvis, squeeze that glute, the knee that's on the ground. We're going to start to bring those hips forward. So going as far forward as feels comfortable here. We can always raise that arm overhead if you'd like. That gives you that extra stretch through the front of your hip. We're gonna take a nice big deep belly breath. And let's go ahead and exhale, rock those hips back, toes to the ceiling. Really feeling that nice stretch through the whole back of the leg. And let's go ahead, exhale, rock back. We're gonna get a little bit further into the stretch this time. So push those hips a little bit further forward, keep that glute squeezed. You still can have that hand above head if you'd like. And we're gonna go ahead and rock back into that hamstring stretch. Toes to the ceiling. Control that breath, get a little bit closer to that leg this time. And we can go ahead and exhale and come out of that. And last thing we're gonna do for our warm up, we're gonna stay on the ground. We're gonna stay on our hands and our knees. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna do some reaching and rotating here. So I'm gonna start with my right hand. We're gonna inhale as we reach through in between the left arm and the left leg. So we're inhaling. And then we're gonna exhale, open up towards the ceiling. Ooh, nice crack. Gaze past that thumb as we reach up, and then we're gonna inhale, reach through. And then we're gonna exhale, open on up. And we're gonna do one more inhale, reach through. And we're gonna exhale, opening up. And we can go ahead and plant that right arm right back under that shoulder. We're gonna do the same thing on the other side. So we're gonna inhale, reach through left arm. And opening on up. Still watching that thumb. And we're gonna inhale, reach through. And we're gonna exhale, open up. And last one, reaching through, inhaling. And exhaling, opening up. And we can go ahead and plant that hand under our shoulder. And we are ready to rock and roll. So we're getting ready. We got our dumbbells ready to go. We got around the world raises first. Starting off, we're gonna get the timer ready. 40 seconds of work. 3, 2, 1, and go. So we got our palms facing forward. We're going up all the way around and back down. So really keeping that core tight. So bring your butt towards your belly button. Lock that in, like act like someone's gonna punch you in the stomach. Keeping that core nice and tight. Just moving through the arms, not using any momentum. It does help if you exhale as you bring your arms up. We're exhaling, hands overhead, and then controlling the weight down. 3, 2, 1. Awesome. All right, the next thing we got coming up are going to be the staggered stance Romanian deadlifts. We're going to have all of our weight on one foot. Other foot is going to be lined up, toe lined up with the arch, foot under the hips. 3, 2, 1. So I'll go ahead and show this angle. So we're pushing those hips back like we're getting that door closed. Push the ground away as we stand up. So really pushing those hips back. Right now, I'm just using my left foot. My right foot is just here for support. So push the hips back, really keeping our whole back nice and flat. Push through the heels. That's going to help us activate our glutes and hamstrings. Still want to be breathing. So I'm going to exhale as we stand up. Keeping that core tight. 3, 2, 1. All right. We're going to do that same thing on the other leg now. So I was using my left foot. Now I'll be on the right foot. My left foot will be out to the side, giving us that support we need, but we're not going to be pressing through that other leg. 3, 2, 1. So we're pushing those hips back, push the ground away. Nice big inhales as we come down. Exhale as we push the ground away from us. Great job. Making sure we're focusing on pushing those hips back. We want to go down as far with those dumbbells as we can until our hips stop moving back. So we don't want those dumbbells to go all the way to the ground. We want to just push the hips until we start to feel that pull in our hamstring. Come right back up. 3, 2, 1. All right. Next up, we have the bicep curl into a shoulder press. So we're going to have our palms forward, curling up, and then flipping our hands around and pressing above our heads. 3, 2, 1. So we're going to curl, turn, and press. Same thing as with the around the world raises, really making sure that we are not swinging the weight back and forth. We want to control the weight up and control the weight down. So this is going to help us practice that intent here. We don't need to be flying through these movements here. This is not a cardio class. This is a strength class. So the more we focus on our muscles, the more results we're going to get out of it. And really making sure we're pushing ourselves. So grab those heavier weights. 3, 2, 1. All right. Next up, we got the glute bridge hold with our floor presses. So we're going to be on the ground, on our backs. Moving the camera for us here. All right, we're getting ready. 3, 2, 1. So plant those heels, push the hips until they're level with your knees and your shoulders. We don't want them to be too high up because we want our core to stay nice and tight. So we're keeping that core engaged, pretending someone's about to punch us in the stomach. Exhaling as we come up. So the dumbbells start right at those ribs here. Elbows are nice and tight, straight above the head. So that's the arch that we want through the arms to really make sure we're using our chest. 3, 2, 1. All right. Last up, we have dead bugs with the core assist. So we're gonna have those dumbbells straight above our shoulders, extending one leg at a time. 3, 2, 1. Did I totally? No, we did them. Okay, for a second I really thought we forgot. I forgot the curl the press. We did it though. Guess that's how you can tell my brain is not working right now. So extend out, exhale, come back up. Really keeping the knees directly above the hips. Keep it at 90 degrees, slowly extending out and back, controlling. 3, 2, 1. Great job. All right, round 1 is done. We're gonna stand back up here for the around the world raises. Getting ready for those. 3, 2, 1. So palms forward, all the way up and around and back down. Making sure we're not banging our weights together at the top. We want to make sure we're not using momentum. We're stopping at the bottom, exhaling, pulling through those shoulders as we come all the way up and around. Ending with our hands outside of our legs is going to give us some nice tension through the shoulders. Great job. We're almost there. 3, 2, 1. Whoops, I hit my dumbbells together. All right. Next up, we got our staggered stance, Romanian deadlifts. My dumbbells are coming undone. All right. Romanian deadlifts here. 3, 2, 1. So we're tucking our pelvis, glutes towards the abs, push the hips, close that door with your butt, keep our shoulder blades pulled down and back. Focus on pushing into the ground. So we want to push that ground away from us with our whole foot. That's going to help us activate our glutes, activate our hamstrings, really get the most out of this movement. If we're not feeling it in the glutes or hamstrings, really slow it down. Get that breathing down too will help. 3, 2, 1. All right, we're gonna do that same thing on the other leg. So I use my left foot first. Now we'll use the right foot, keeping that pelvis tucked. So bring the butt to the belly button. So instead of out, we're gonna pull it towards our belly button. 3, 2, 1. And then we're gonna push those hips back, push the ground away from us. So hips are going back until we start to feel that pull in our hamstrings. Dumbbells are staying as close to the legs as we can. Same thing, focusing on pushing the ground away as we bring our glutes up. So as they stand up, we're really pushing through the ground, using our butt. It's a booty day. Every day is booty day. 3, 2, 1. All right. Next up, we got the bicep curls into our shoulder presses that we didn't skip last time. I don't know how I forgot about them by the time I got on the ground. Actually, I do. 3, 2, 1. I don't know about you guys. This is like the longest short week I think I've ever had. Like, I feel like it's only Tuesday or something, but we didn't even work on Monday. So I guess time just doesn't matter anymore. We're just flowing through. We're doing the thing. We're getting our workout in. That's what matters. Even though I don't know if either of you have noticed, because I know y'all are in the morning classes a lot. Sun is definitely coming up later. Not a fan. Not a fan. 3, 2, 1. All right. We're going to go ahead and move onto the ground. We got the glute bridge hold with our floor presses. And then we'll do our dead bugs. And then we got one more round. 3, 2, 1. Planting those feet on the ground, hips up as high as we can get them, keeping that core tight. Wow, I don't know why my core is already feeling it today. Lots of accessory core stuff, I guess. Exhale as we come up, keep that core braced. Really keeping those elbows at least 45-degree angles. That's where we want them. Starting with the dumbbells at your ribs, pushing straight up. So if you notice, my hands do have a slight arch. So they're down, coming up. 3, 2, 1. Awesome. All right. Last part of round 2, we have dead bugs, core assist. All right. 3, 2, 1. One leg at a time, coming down, exhaling back to center. Push that belly button into the ground the whole time. Great job. Pretty soon it'll be dark until 7:30, which is super sad. Not a fan, but at least it's the warmest part of the year, which you all know. I love the heat. This is wonderful. Love-hate relationship with this time of the year, for sure. 3, 2, 1. Awesome. All right. Back up onto our feet. We got around the world raises. This is our last round of this workout. I know I'll see some of y'all later at exercise at Exos. All right. 3, 2, 1. Arms all the way up overhead and back down. That's whatever, I'll leave it. Trying to find a place where I'm not going to hit the walls around me. I also want you guys to see my hands. I also don't want to be too far away from the camera. The struggle of Zoom. And also not having a very big space to teach. But we're good. We're doing it. We're getting the workout in. We're getting stronger every week. We're getting better every day. 3, 2, 1. Awesome. All right. Next up, we got a Romanian deadlift. Romanian deadlifts. Nothing is working this morning. Here up is just not here. My head. All right. 3, 2, 1. Plant that foot. Other foot off to the side. Push the hips back. Press through the ground. Keeping that core nice and tight to make sure that we're bringing, so we don't want to have that arch in our back here. Want to pull our butt towards the belly button and then push the hips back. But once we pull the butt in, we're bracing our core. So act like someone's about to punch you in the stomach. It's really going to help us activate our core the way we want it to be activated here. 3, 2, 1. Awesome. Same thing on the other leg. And then we only got 3 more movements. And then we'll cool down. And then we're going to have a great rest of our mornings. Best way to start off the day. 3, 2, 1. Best way to start the day. Getting a nice workout in. Watching the sun come up. Even though I think the sunrise is what? It's between 6:45 and 6:50 this week, I think. Now we got like 2 more weeks until it's officially fall. Which fall here doesn't really happen until November. We're pushing those hips back, push that ground away. 3, 2, 1. Oh, yeah, I was about to get on the ground. Curl the presses are next. I really did almost forget it this time. I'd forget my head if it wasn't screwed on tight. It's really not even that tight anyway. 3, 2, 1. Bring those hands towards the shoulders. Flipping them around to the press. I got a little bit more room to work with here. My arms don't have to go all the way out to the side, but my hands are still cut off anyways. Keeping that core tight, so butt to the belly button. Pretend like someone's about to punch you, so you're bracing yourself. Exhaling as we go through the exertion portion of the movement. So we exhale as we curl up. And then straight into that press. 3, 2, 1. Now we're getting on the ground. Glute bridge hold with the floor press. And then we got our dead bugs, and then we are good to go. 3, 2, 1. Hips up. Exhaling. Hands towards the ceiling. Great job. Keeping those glutes squeezed. We're pushing our whole foot through the ground. Really activating those glutes. Our core is nice and tight. Brace yourself. Act like someone's going to punch you. Or you can squeeze the apple. But I know Joan doesn't like that one, so we're just going to pretend like we're getting punched. 3, 2, 1. All right. Last movement of the morning. We're going to do our dead bugs. And then we're going to cool down. All right. 3, 2, One last thing here. So push that belly button into the ground and then either crush that apple or pretend like someone's about to punch you in the stomach. Lots of core work today with even only one actual core exercise. This one's great too because it will work your low back. So if you ever have low back pain, it will help alleviate that, making your back and your core as a whole a lot stronger here. 3, 2, 1, and we are done with that workout. Nice job, y'all. Way to go. Way to push yourselves. Hopefully we grabbed a little bit heavier weight. We did do a few movements we haven't done in a while, so always feels good to throw that in there. So you can go ahead, get a sip of water if you need it, and we're gonna make our way onto the ground. Well, if you were like me, you didn't even stand up. We're gonna stay on the ground here, and we're gonna do my favorite quadruped rock with that adductor stretch. We're gonna get some nice hip stretching in here. Even though we did not do a ton of hip movements today, it still feels good. So I'm gonna bring my right leg out to the side, keep that pinky toe on the ground, the arch of the foot in line with the knee that's on the ground. Hands are still forward under those shoulders. We're gonna inhale as we rock back. And we're gonna hold for a few seconds. We're gonna exhale, return to center. We're gonna do that 3 more times. We're inhaling, rocking back, keeping that core tight. Exhale as we come back. 2 more, inhale, rock back. And exhale, coming up. And last one here, inhale, rock back. And exhale to center. And then we're gonna go ahead and switch over onto the other leg after that last one. So now left leg is gonna be straight out to the side, keeping that pinky toe on the ground. Hips are nice and level. So we don't wanna be here crunched up. We want hips level, so go out as far as you can. We're gonna keep that core tight. We're gonna inhale, rock back. And exhale, come up. Inhale, rock back. And exhale, rock forward. 2 more here, inhale, rock back. And exhale, forward. And last one, rocking back. And exhaling, coming forward. All right, great job, y'all. The last one here, we're gonna do similar to what our warm-up was. We're gonna do that reach through though, but we're gonna do that statically. So right hand in between the left arm, left leg, push that hand in the ground, pull away with the upper back, getting that nice upper back stretch. We're just gonna do a few breaths here and then we'll switch over to the other side. So we're gonna inhale nice and deep through the chest. And exhale, sigh away that tension. And we're just gonna do one more quick breath here. And on or after the last exhale, we'll return to center and then do that same thing. So reaching through, back of the hand into the ground, pull away with the upper back. Nice big deep breaths. And we'll do one more. And either on or after that last exhale, you can plant that hand back under your shoulder. You can go to seated, kneeling, standing, however you'd like to end. But we're right at time, so that's all the time I have for this morning's class. Thank you for joining me. Great job. Always feels good to get that workout done nice and early. We do have 2 stretch breaks today. Luis is going to teach the one at 11. I'll be teaching the one at 2:30. And then we do also have exercise with exos at me with me at 12. And then we got Zumba with Vardu at 12:30, and then abs core mobility tonight with Louise. So those are our classes we got coming up. You can still join those through the ExoSpit app. We do also have our stair climb coming up this weekend to raise money for the National Fallen Firefighters Foundation to honor those who lost their lives 20 years ago on September 11th. So help us help them. Great job today. I hope you enjoy your day, and I'll see y'all later.